Let's go on now to our final email today. Ash, what's the final main topic today?
Just want to slip in real quick that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is set in 1957.
It is? There you go. I did look once again, Rob. When especially, why do I ever doubt you, Rob, when it comes to any kind of film dates? Why do I ever?
Because I'm
doubt
not Scott
that?
Mantz.
Why do I ever doubt that? All right, what is next?
No, he's crazy good. Shawn Smith /Film reported that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is scheduled to start shooting next year, and that we can expect more Thor, quote, in some form. They also say that Hemsworth renegotiated his contract in 2017 to include the next phase of films. Do you think that this is just as a part of the Guardians Volume 3 movie, or do you think we will actually get a Thor 4?
Well, actually, just to be clear, that was said on our Friends over Slashfilm. The report actually came from the Hollywood Reporter. Now, we've all known going into Endgame, a bunch of contracts were expiring. And there were a bunch of contracts set to expire at certain points. Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., like a lot of these contracts setting to expire. But remember, we always used to say, Robert Downey Jr., he had his contract expire a long time ago. And so he just renegotiated another one, right? And that always can happen. So one of the questions we've had a lot around here was about Chris Hemsworth, like with the thrusting success of Ragnarok, how popular he was in Infinity War. Now we're rolling into Endgame, stuff like that. Rob, you and I have both been saying for a while, I can see them doing another Thor movie. Well, apparently, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Chris Hemsworth's got a new deal and actually has had it for a while, and we just didn't know about it. Here's what the Hollywood Reporter said. Chris Hemsworth, i.e. Thor, who signed with Marvel for 5 movies in 2010, then, didn't know about this, renegotiated in 2017 for Infinity War and Endgame, putting himself in the $15 to $20 million range and ready for the next phase of films. So, look, looking at this, Rob, it seems pretty clear that Hemsworth is signed up now. How many more films he has, I don't know. By the way, you see this new promo shot that Marvel released? This is a shot that they put out, but it's also beside him is Iron Man and Captain America. It's their big ad, Endgame, biggest movie in the world, come see it now. And they decided to throw this in there. This is a pretty damn good picture, by the way. Anyway, this is clear now. He's in there. Now, we've suspected he was going to be part of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But it looks like now, if he signed up for more, you and I were talking about it, I think a Thor 4 is going to happen. Taika Waititi is obviously very clearly being kept in the loop. And Taika Waititi, he's being kept in the fold. He's always part of those discussions. They got him to directing an episode of The Mandalorian coming out. Disney is keeping him very close to home on this. I think we're going to hear pretty soon a Thor 4 announcement with Taika. And by pretty soon, I don't mean in the next couple of weeks, but soon enough. And Taika Waititi is going to be returning to direct that. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Taika Waititi wasn't already working on stuff with Thor 4 with a screenwriter and stuff like that. So I think this is great news. Now, how long this contract is, anybody's guess. Rob, you hear about this news. What's your first impressions?
I think Chris Hemsworth is a very smart man. I think he's look, you have something like this, which has never come along. For how many actors in the history of Hollywood have had this kind of a thing? He's a father. He's an Aussie. He's salt of the earth. He knows what's up. He's like, look, he's got Men in Black International coming up. Yeah. That could be a hit. Everyone likes him. Everyone now knows he's a deft comedian. So what he'll do is, once he's tired of working out, he'll move into his 40s and his 50s, and he'll become a debonair leading man. He could be the new Cary Grant. I mean, I think what he's doing is play Thor as long as he can deal with the workout regimen. I think what he's doing is fantastic, and I think he's being very, very smart. I think, look, we're seeing he wanted this character to be more like him. He's now clearly, whenever you see him, he's always got a smile on his face. He's clearly having a good time. He wanted this character to have a good time. It's moved with him. And I think he's had a lot of input. I think Thor Ragnarok was much more of an expression of who he was as an actor. I think it's great. And I think he's being really smart. And I think that's the way you do a franchise, man. You earn it. He's earned his way through the franchise. You know, he did 3 Thor movies. The last one was the biggest of all. Then he's got Infinity War, where he was the prime mover and he had the great moment at the end. Who as an actor doesn't want to have such an iconic role that's loved worldwide?
And you know, one of the other things
get paid
a lot, 15 to 20 million per film. The other thing here is that I think we often overlook, we see the character of Chris Hemsworth. I think a lot of times we overlook how good of an actor Chris Hemsworth is. He's actually a really good actor. And forget the stuff he's done in the MCU. Go and look at a movie like Rush that he did with Daniel Bruhl. And I think Ron Howard directed that, as a matter of fact, speaking of Ron Howard. But that movie's great, and I think very underappreciated.
Love
and
Rush.
You want to see Chris Hemsworth at his best and just how good he can be dramatically as well. Watch Rush. I mean, he's really good in that. And I think he's going to be, I think you're absolutely right, Rob. Like, even post-MCU, he's going to have, as long as he avoids black hats, or as many black hat-like projects, because that was just
but here's the thing. That was Michael Mann, one of our great filmmakers. And I do want to see, where's the director's cut of that? They made one. They haven't put it out.
But that movie's so bad, I don't know.
He was good in that. I thought he was miscast, but he was as good as he could have been in that role.
Yeah. I agree. I think he was very, very good in it. So I think we're going to have a lot of Chris Hemsworth for many years to come.